Hi, I'm Jonah from Teachable, and thank you so much for joining us. There are many elements that go into building a successful business online, and in many cases, it can be very difficult to know where to start or what stands in between you and a functional, sustainable system that will actually lead you to selling products. We're going to bust some myths about being a creator and give you some powerful mindset tools to set you up for success. At Teachable, we've seen thousands of creators go through this process, so we know what works and what doesn't. In so many cases, success depends on having the right mindset, recognizing where to spend your time, and understanding how to adapt and improve as you build. First, for some of the myths, you do not need to be creating something completely new to have knowledge-based products that provide value and sell. Much of why people will buy your products is simply because of you. It's you they want to learn from, and it's you they want to invest in, so don't be afraid to lean into your personality. Your vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a powerful asset, and you should use it. Next, and this is a big one, in most cases, you are not going to launch a product and get rich overnight. Building a successful and sustainable knowledge-based business takes time, effort, and ultimately you need to build an audience that trusts you and is willing and eager to buy your products. If you stick with it, make sure you're spending your time where you should be, and focus on providing value, you very well may create a thriving side hustle or a full-time living off your knowledge-based products, but you have to set your expectations appropriately and keep your effort tied to tangible goals. The last myth we want to bust is simply the feeling that you can't do this. There may be many times throughout your journey where your launches may not meet your goals or efforts might feel in vain, but that's simply not true. There's no such thing as failure in this industry, and every obstacle is simply a chance to evaluate, improve, and try again. Regardless of your niche or the reach of your audience, there are many creators who have come before you and are proof that this is possible. So keep at it, be flexible, adapt, and be ready to try and try again. Next, let's cover some of the mindsets you need to truly embrace to succeed in the creator economy. Always take stock of what you have before you start something new. Creators are idea people. The most fun thing about this industry is the creative part. If you have a new idea, ask yourself, what content or assets do I already have that I can use to build this? Is this something my audience actually wants? And how can I prove that before spending time on it? Next tip, don't try and solve the big problem in one product. Too many creators want to provide a big, giant transformation to their students right away in one big product. Not only does this set you up to accomplish a giant task before seeing any success or income, but it's unwise from a business perspective. You are far better off providing a variety of products at a lower cost that you can bundle and adjust to best serve your audience and build as you grow. So break that big problem down into bite-sized pieces and solve those one at a time. Working in this way will allow you to create small, tangible products that are easy for you to tackle and valuable for building trust with your audience as you slowly work them through your product ladder towards your primary baseline product. We talk about this more in Teachable U about building your product ladder, so make sure to check that out. This next tip may seem a little general or obvious, but it is always worth stating again. Keep your eye on your goals and work on them one at a time. If you need to grow an audience, identify where your ideal customer spends their time, develop lead magnets that provide value, and promote them on that one platform before expanding your reach. If you need to create your first product, ask your audience what they want and start there. If you're building a curriculum, give yourself room to test it with live webinars, coaching sessions, one-on-ones. Above all, don't work in a vacuum. If you are about to launch a product, create a strategy that's flexible, suits your needs, and don't be afraid to sell. When it's time to launch, be fearless, be confident, and go all in. This next tip is arguably the most important. Reuse everything. Somewhat like our first tip, never be afraid to reuse content. Every successful creator finds at least 3 ways to reuse any piece of content they create. If you do a live webinar, cut it into pieces for a mini course or social media. If you write a script for a YouTube video, cut snippets of that text and use it for Twitter. If you create a free PDF that is a lead magnet, Take elements from that PDF and turn them into posts for Pinterest. Only a small percentage of your audience sees any individual post you make, so you aren't spamming anyone by posting the same piece of content a week or a month later. One of your most powerful tools as a creator is getting comfortable with identifying how and where content can be adapted and reused. Last but not least, set reasonable goals and expectations. It's so easy to get carried away and shoot for the moon. You can accomplish everything you want to, but to get there, you have to take it one step at a time. Just like you have to take the big transformation and break it down into bite-sized pieces you can solve one at a time for your audience, you have to do the same for yourself, and especially when it comes to your goals. The SMART system is fantastic for this and allows you to evaluate if you're on the right track. So whenever you set a goal for yourself, make sure it adheres to these elements. It should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. If you can embody this mentality and focus on solving problems and providing value for your audience, success is in your future.